When I was younger, I thought being a man was just something that happened to you. You would grow up and you would just become the man with all the perks he has to have. Or maybe you would have them as you would grow up. But that's a lie. As I'm growing up, I feel like there is so much more than this, than just growing up. When you want to become the man, you have to grow up in a certain way. You have to develop certain skills, improve every area that actually matters. Nobody has said me this. Maybe I had to figure it out myself, and then maybe that's also part of the manhood. But I'm also still figuring out, and today I'm going to help you a little bit with what I think a man being is like. If you don't choose deliberate work to actually improve every area that is important to you become a man, you would just be the same as every traditional man. You think it's something you grow up in, but you will grow up and you will not improve yourself. When you grow into the manhood and not drift, you will start of daily work. Then you will do deliberate improvement, and then you will become on purpose with purpose by one. The most important influences that shaped my understanding. When I was around 13, I came across Andrew Tate. I am sure you've all heard of him. He changed my life perspective toward working hard and doing something with myself. He was probably the reason I started taking gym seriously. I started to wonder about money, but I outgrew him in some ways because he doesn't always preach the kind of life I would want to have. He maybe is too materialistic, as I would not want to be like that, or maybe as I am a Christian, I don't want to have multiple wives. As him, I only want to have one. But he gave me the reason to start, so I started thinking about becoming something which was important. He was the door I opened, and that's actually why I started. So I think I wouldn't be where I am without him. Then I found Hamza Ahmed. He is self-improvement influencer on YouTube. I'm sure you know him. If not, you should somehow look on his YouTube channel. He's awesome. I think I have stumbled on him around when I was 14. He preaches the life I think we should actually live more than Andrew Tate. He's more aligned with what I genuinely believe man should be. He has more perks than Andrew Tate, and he gave me a lot of valuable information about self-improvement, and he's maybe the reason I am recording these videos right now than myself. And in the last period, I'm finding more about Jesus Christ, which he teaches us and showed us what a man actually is beyond the surface, which is the most important part of being men. We should be providing, being loving, being forgiving. His stories teach us so much about what a man actually looks like when he is fully the man, not just on the surface, but also within. He's my deepest model of manhood. And yeah, that's how I have this progression. This progression from, Tate to Hamza to Christ was not planned. It just happened as I grew. And I think it reflects of how I grew, because here I wanted supercars, which I'm outgrowing, but I wouldn't be like, that's not my, before then, it was my first priority to get like fucking Bugatti, but I don't care about that much. I care about being the man, and I'm moving towards, the internal character to actually being happy with myself. I am sure most of you are at the first stage, and I'm sure you will also grow from it. You will maybe have some perks of it in your life, which isn't bad, but you should understand that being a man is so much more than. And I understand. I'm not hating on Tate. I love him, you know, but I don't need 50 supercars. That is not something what I am. Maybe if you are, then it's up to you. But I'm not like that, and I'll better stand my point of view. And then there comes the only man in life who wants you to be better than him. Who could I be? That is, I don't have it right, isn't here. It's our Father. Father, which was the most important influence on my life and also my brothers, you know, but I haven't included them in this list. When I was younger, I viewed my father, honestly, as less important than my mom, because I didn't always understand him. I was maybe more with my mom, maybe, but as I'm getting older, I'm getting more in touch with him and understanding him more, and I'm starting to like him more, and I am just, that's so, you know, it sounds like fed her. It looks like father. Oh, fed her. Okay, bro. Okay, I'm gonna write it father. So it's more like I can't write even properly. Yeah, so as I'm growing up, I'm understanding my father more. I'm speaking to him more, which I really love. And I understand as I maybe held some jobs, I understand how hard he works. I'm not saying my mom doesn't work hard for us, but they both do. But even when he probably shouldn't have to carry that alone, you know, maybe he could work a little bit less and he would be also fine, but he wants the best for us. Maybe that's what he wants. And there are things from his behavior I want to carry forward into my own life, or no. He is hardworking. I don't know how to tell you how he is, but I'm just saying that I want to learn from him the best I can. And there are also things I have learned from him in a different way, right? Things I've watched that affected me somehow, and I have decided I will do differently. And I think every generation of men does that. Even my father have done something different than his father, because that's how men grow, and that's how men should grow. Yeah. You basically take the best you have received and try to improve to what you think wasn't. Maybe you will understand you were wrong, but you will try, because that's how life should be lived. And that's how life of man improves, moves forward. And what are the 4 areas of being the man, right? What I think and I believe a real man is. A real man is good to his wife, right? He treats her like she is him. They are a whole and wife and a man of her. They are just halves, and you know, they complete each other. They are one, and he treats her the best he can, spiritually, mentally, in a relationship, in every area he can. He tries to be the best for her. And that's what actually Andrew Tate said, that when you break up with someone, then you put on the cologne, you start going to the gym to improve yourself. So why didn't you do that for your girlfriend before? That's maybe the reason why you aren't with her, and maybe not, but you should have done it also for her. Real man tries to provide for his family, but also is present for his family whenever they need him. Both. He shouldn't sacrifice one for other, I think. I think a lot of men do that because they want to work as hard as possible, maybe as long as possible. But I think a man should somehow find a way to be with his family and also be in his work. And that doesn't necessarily mean that he won't go to the work and he just will work for 1 hour per day, but when he will be with his family, he will be as present for them as possible. So, yeah. Real man is an example for his kids so they can copy what he does, because kids naturally copy of what we do. So when we see when the kids see a man who is just the man, they become more like him. They will do whatever you want them, or whatever you don't want them, but they will do both. They will act as you act. A real man improves himself constantly and tries to be the best version of himself, even when he does not feel like it, even when he is tired. He overcomes that tiredness and actually works towards it. And he actually has somehow a model of his plan, or maybe his vision of where he comes from, and he constantly thinks about, is that thing going to get me to my future self that I want, or will it take me away from it? And he works as if he had that vision in his head, always. And the problem is, I have probably said physical could be before kids, mental could be, they are all four important, in improving. And the problem is that most men, and also I, have struggled with improving this, but I have only improved maybe on one area, which is wrong. Most men improve just maybe physical area of their life, and they completely miss the others. I have done this too. I focused on content creation in a gym, and I forgot the spiritual side, or maybe I have neglected my mental side. But the whole man, the man we want to become, requires all four areas moving simultaneously. This is the hardest part of this journey. You have to understand that you have to be the man in every area. Maybe you will not be perfect in all, but you should not neglect one on the cost of other, Yeah, managed struggle here is, I think I struggle to improve myself. I struggle to balance my own life and becoming the man I want to be. And I think I have actually the perfect time to do this right now, before life fully demands it of me. So if you are as me, if you are in school, or maybe you don't have the family yet, or maybe even if you do, it doesn't matter. But if you are as me, you have the perfect time to shape yourself before the life fully demands it of you. I know situations shape men, but I'm trying to shape myself before the situation come, and they force me to shape. You understand? So whenever the situation comes, I will be ready for it. That is the deliberate part. That is where I choose to struggle before I have to really struggle. Yeah, I am going to shape myself before the situation will force me to shape. And also struggle sometimes with staying true to my values. When others try to tell me something different, I maybe think about my head a little bit, well, maybe they are right, and maybe I shouldn't pursue my dreams. That just sounds so fucking stupid. But I sometimes think about that, maybe I will fail. But then I always return to myself, and I understand that they are wrong, or maybe they aren't, but I'm going to find them out myself. I actually return to what I actually believe every single time, which is the important part. And as I said, I sometimes build one area of becoming the man, I neglect the other. I sometimes am the man who trains every single day, but I forget to pray. I'm the man who builds this business, but is not present for the people he loves. Maybe he forgets all of the important stuff, and he doesn't want that. So I am shit in that, and I'm trying to improve in that. And balance is the hardest and most ongoing work of becoming whole as the man. Who is the man I want to be at 30? I think all of you should have some vision of what you want to be at 30. Maybe not the whole vision, but you should have some kind of point and direction of where you want to be in life, because when you don't have any direction, you just simply are in life for nothing. And that can also be fine, but you have to figure out, you have to walk, as here we walk, you have to maybe walk and try to find out something. When you would just walk for nothing, you will not go anywhere. Maybe you will walk somewhere where you didn't want to get to. And when I want to be at 30, for me specifically, I want to be the man that everyone respects, not for his status, but for who he is. I want to be hardworking, but also kind and warm-hearted, the man who gets along with everyone but stands for something real, for something he believes, and not for something others believe when they try to tell him they should believe. I want to be a great father for my children, the partner, the man of the household. I want to be true to God. I want to handle the hard moments of my family. They don't have to when it is not needed for them to handle them. I want to handle them before they have to, so they live more better life. I want to be known as the man who took action and actually became what he promised he would become. What does it even mean? I want to be known as the man who took action and actually became what he promised he would become. So I'm 18. I'm right now promising myself that I will become this man, so I have to take the action so I can become what I have promised. And that's what this whole diagram is about. You are somewhere. You are 18. You are 25. You are 15. It doesn't really matter that. It's fucking free. So 13. It doesn't matter. Matthew McConaughey, the actor who played in all of awesome films, he said that perfectly. He was on an interview and some interviewer said to him, "Who is your hero?" And he said, "It's me from 15 years from now." So the interviewer came to him 15 years later and he asked, "Are you a hero?" He said, No, I'm not. It's me 15 years from now. So we should always have our own hero in the future, and we should try to be as much as him. And when the future comes, you will look around our lives and we will say, okay, I have done something, but my hero is again in 10, 15 years. So you have to have someone who you are today, and you have to walk towards something which you promised yourself you would become. The only question that matters is, are you walking? Yeah, that's the whole point. You have to walk towards your vision every single day. And you will eventually, maybe you will not become the perfect imagination you had, but you will become more than you are right now. And if you won't walk towards that, you will just maybe walk towards something different you never wanted, and you will be disgusted by yourself, or you will never work somewhere, never, and you will just be the same. So it's okay if you are still becoming. It's okay, but you have to do it every single day. I'm looking towards what I promised I would be, and that is all any man can do. And what can you do every single day? Or what can you maybe today? Write down 4 words, 1 for each area. As we said, physical, mental, spiritual, and relational. Next to each one, write honestly where you are actually right now. Know where you want to be, where you are right now. So physical, you are looking like a fat, and you would maybe want to gain 20 pounds, and you would actually want to become more physically stronger, and more, you're gonna have more better neck, so your actual appearance is better. Maybe you're you're graded from 3 to 10 or 1 to 10. I don't care. But right where you are right now and where you want to be. Also therefore mental, spiritual, or relational. And then write 1 specific thing you will do this week in the area that you have most neglected, right? So you're gonna choose the worst area of your life and you're gonna improve it. Or if you are actually brave, you can do all 4 of them, but it's actually more harder because it will require more work and then you will lose in the work. But if you are actually like you want to be better, to try to do that. There's a whole practice. That is all that matters. And if you didn't do that, I'm preaching to you after this video ends, which will be in soon. Try to find a piece of paper or in your notes and put these 4 areas and do as I said. Most men figure out too late, or never figure it out at all what it means to become a man. I'm 18 and I'm still learning, but I know the direction I want to be in, and I'm walking toward it every single day, which is the most important thing in my life. The man I want to be at 30, he is not some kind of fucking fairy tale or not some fucking dream. He is the result of things I will do towards that vision. I'm still becoming him, but I'm walking. So walk. That's it. That's the whole video. I had a great time enjoying. That's just sound fucking stupid. That is the end of the video. Follow for tomorrow. We're gonna go into peace of mind every man needs to find, and why most men never get there, and maybe also about the childhood trauma which I had for 18 years, and I understood it just right now, and which you may have right now, and you don't even know about it. So yeah, follow for that, so we won't miss it. And go out and be great. Bye.